Good day, human Latiosites. This is Latios0, and welcome to another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. Now today I battled this guy named Marcelo, and just looking at his team, you can probably tell what the biggest problem with this team is. I see a Dusclops, a Gliscor, a Blissey, and a Goodra. This team is all stall. Here's what happened. Now, Marcelo was issuing a challenge. Now, I'm okay with someone having, like, a Chansey or a Porygon 2 or something like that on their team. Maybe even a Goodra, a Dusclops, some kind of a wall. I'm okay with that. Okay? It's understandable. I'd be a hypocrite if I wasn't okay with it. But this is kind of insane. Now, Cute Scarf actually missed the first Tail Slap, which was kind of a big hindrance. Not that it really mattered too much, because the Goodra was gooey anyway, so it only just by hitting it, it only destroyed Cute Scarf's speed. And since it hits 5 times, that pretty much left Cute Scarf's speed at pretty much next to nothing. So there was no way that Cute Scarf was going to do anything on that Goodra afterward. I mean, I was able to bring its health, like, down big time. But either way, it didn't really even matter, because the speed was lowered. But it just went for the Sludge Bomb and just destroyed Cute Scarf. I didn't expect that to be anything different. Even if it went for the T-Bolt, Cute Scarf would have gone down. So I went into Sylveon. I noticed it had Sludge Bomb, but I also noticed Sylveon has a chance of being faster. And if it is, I can just land that Hyper Voice and just get rid of the Goodra. And that's what happened. So that was one special wall taken down. So then he actually brought in the Azumarill, which I thought was kind of interesting because, well, I would have expected another wall, but I went to the Hyper Voice and got a crit. That crit, I'm pretty sure that crit mattered. And that was huge, because otherwise that Azumarill probably would have done some nice damage. On the other hand, I don't know, because that Brave Bird is gonna hurt. Priority Brave Bird is kind of broken. So, I mean, Sylveon was able to, survive the Brave Bird and just go for a Psyshock, but that didn't quite do enough to get the knockout. So I decided to just take out Sylveon because I was afraid at some point he's going to go for a status problem, and Sylveon is my only way for curing my team from status with Heal Bell. So I actually went into the Mad Hitter, my Metagross, and he actually went for a Roost, so I mean, not much I can do about that. So I actually didn't know what he was going to do next. So he actually switches into his Gliscor, while I just go for his Zen Headbutt. But the Zen Headbutt isn't going to do too much on the Gliscor. I mean, whatever. So then he gets his Toxic Orb affected. So he is now officially poisoned, which means his Poison Heal is going to kick in and he's going to continue to gain health. So I actually went into my Vivillon, because I expected the Earthquake, because it would be super effective, and Stab for him, plus a lot of Gliscor's carry it. So then he just switched out, because there's not much he can really do against Vivillon. He went into his Blissey. There's absolutely nothing that Vivillon can do against Blissey. I went for the Psychic expecting to go into Gliscor, but whatever. It was going to do nothing to Blissey, so I figured, okay, I'll just take Vivillon out. Not much I can do about that. So I went into my Mawile, that player. I figured Blissey is probably going to go for a Toxic, and it did, which is why I went into a Steel type, because of the immunity to poison. So he went into his Gliscor, which makes sense, I guess. So I just Mega Evolved my Mawile. So we have Mega that player. So that Mega player, I guess. I don't know. So I just went for the Play Rough because it's Stab and it'll do a fair damage. Didn't quite get the knockout. A crit would have made a huge difference there. That would have been the difference between that Gliscor living and dying, or fainting, I guess. So he went into his Dusclops. So at that point I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I'm kind of screwed here because he's probably going to go for a Willow. So I need to get that player out of here. So I decided to actually go into Just Ducky, my Porygon 2, just to take the Will-O-Wisp. I mean, trace the pressure, but it didn't really matter too much. But I was 100%, well, 99.9% sure he was getting the Will-O-Wisp down. unless he missed, in which case, it's not like Porygon 2 would get rid of it. Porygon 2 is a special attacker, so the burn doesn't matter too much, especially because it has Recover to get back the damage it takes. So I was just trying to wait off until his Dusclops would eventually be, and or his Blissey would be taken down. Most likely his Dusclops before I would actually go into Sylveon if I wanted to go for the Heal Bell. However, I wasn't going to be able to switch into Sylveon. I would need to actually get a clean switch in by one of my Pokemon being, well, defeated in order to go into Sylveon. Otherwise, Sylveon would be taken down pretty easily. So, at that point, I just went into the Mad Hitter because I expected either a well, actually, obviously, a Toxic wasn't coming, but I expected the Blissey to try to, like, stall me out because the burn was going to happen. But he actually went for the Seismic Toss, which does a clean 50. But not much I can do about that. But I also figured he's probably going to switch out, but whatever he switches out into, I'll be able to get a clean Meteor Mash down on. Otherwise, he has a dead Blissey. So he switches into his Dusclops, which I figure is probably going to take that Meteor Mash pretty well. But on the other hand, it's better than nothing. So I switch out because I know that Will-O-Wisp is coming, so I go back into Just Ducky, because I know for a fact he's going for a Will-O-Wisp. I'm already burned, so the Will-O-Wisp won't do anything on Just Ducky. So, I mean, pretty much, it becomes, this battle just becomes a lather, rinse, and repeat thing, where pretty much, he's going to switch out the Dusclops and go into his Blissey. Well, I'm gonna go for, like, a T-Bolt. However, I actually go for a Recover this turn because I knew the Blissey was coming out and his leftovers. So it really didn't matter if I went for any attack on the Blissey. The only way I was gonna be able to beat that Blissey would be with a physical move from either Death Player or the Mad Hitter, since well, Cute Scarf is already down. Because half of my team is physical attackers, half of them are special attackers. That's the way it just happened to work out. So he went back into his Dusclops, which is okay with me because I can just go for a Meteor Mash on it. I figure Meteor Mash should be like a 3-hit KO possibly. So I just switch out and go into back into Just Ducky. I'm thinking that the Will-O-Wisp is coming, although I'm also starting to think, isn't he starting to, you know, see that it's not working out for him? So he actually does go for the Hex, but it didn't matter because it doesn't affect Just Ducky, because Just Ducky is normal type. Maybe he forgot about the normal typing, maybe he forgot it doesn't affect normal, or maybe he forgot, I don't even know. He went into Gliscor, which is pretty smart of him, predicting the Thunderbolt. Which, I gotta give him credit for that. I probably should have gone for a Psychic there, but that's life. So, he actually lands the Substitute. So, there's not much I can really do about it. I go for a Tri-Attack to break the Substitute. That's pretty much all I can do. And, well, I actually do break the Substitute. So, I mean, he's Poison Healing up, so I'm just afraid he's going to get another Substitute down. I want to get rid of that Gliscor before he can set up another Substitute. He actually goes for the Earthquake here, and it's going to do some nice damage on Just Ducky, while I just go for a Recover, because I don't want Just Ducky to die. Because if Just Ducky dies, then I'm screwed, because I need Just Ducky in order to prevent the Dusclops from burning something else. Because Just Ducky is the only Pokemon on my team that has Recover. So I need Just Ducky alive in order to defeat the Blissey and the Dusclops, which have become a 2-Pokemon entity to me. One of them is the defensive wall, well, the physical defensive wall, one of them is the special defensive wall. Once one of them is defeated, the other one can easily be defeated, pretty much. Because it's pretty much switching between the physical Pokemon and, well, the physical attacker and the special attacker. In this case, I know a Seismic Toss is coming Just Ducky's way, so what I'm trying to do is I'm actually recovering until I can get Just Ducky to, like, pretty much 90 HP. I want to maximize Just Ducky's HP. I know the burn is gonna be doing a -20. The Seismic Toss is doing a -50. Maximum HP is 160, so I want to bring it down to a 90 before I switch out. I also want to stall out the Blissey Seismic Toss, because I figure once the Blissey stops being able to attack, then I have a better chance of being able to Meteor Mash it without having any damage done on the Mad Hitter. But I kind of figured, yeah, at that point, it's enough. I don't want to become as much of a stall person as him, so I just let him go for the Seismic Toss and Mad Hitter, and that's that. I know for a fact he's going to probably go into Dusclops, and another Meteor Mash will take out the Dusclops. At that point, I figure, okay, that's pretty much going to be it for his physical wall, because I don't see that Dusclops surviving a Meteor Mash, or if it does, I can just go for a Bullet Punch next turn anyway. So that's pretty much that. So he goes into his Talonflame, and I figure, you know what, I'm going to go for a Bullet Punch, because that thing is going to, whether or not it has Scale Wings, I don't even really care. It's going to go for something. But interestingly enough, he actually goes for the Flare Blitz instead of for the Brave Bird, which probably would have made more sense for him to go for the Brave Bird, but I guess he wanted to go for the super effective move, not that it really mattered. Maybe it was just in case he thought I might switch into that player. I have no idea. But whatever the case, I just sacrificed the Mad Hitter because the big thing I wanted was I wanted the Mad Hitter to get rid of that Dusclops. That was the most important thing for him to do. At this point, I mean, Blissey was annoying, and I did need a physical attacker to get rid of it, but I still have that player. As long as I keep that player out of the battle, away from everything else, that Blissey doesn't have a chance. So, I'm just trying to recover up before I switch out just Ducky. And I also want to stall out that Blissey's Seismic Tosses. Because ultimately, I don't want that Blissey being able to land a Seismic Toss on that player. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Now, I also know that I can go for, assuming he goes for a Seismic Toss, which is pretty much all he can go for on that player, because, let's be honest, Toxic doesn't affect it, and that's pretty much all this Blissey can do. Other than just soft boiling up. So, I can just go for a priority Sucker Punch and get rid of it with that player. Because now that player cannot be burned, because there's no more Dusclops with a Will-O-Wisp. So I'm pretty much safe with that. I don't care that just Ducky is burned, so I'm not going to go into Sylveon right this second. Because, I mean, otherwise, the Blissey can just Toxic Just Ducky back up. In fact, I'd rather just Ducky have the burn than the Toxic Poison. So at this point, because I want to just get the clean switch into that player, just to finish him off, I actually do sacrifice my Vivillon. I just go into Vivillon and go for the Bug Buzz. I know it's not going to do anything on the Blissey, but I just want to get a clean switch in. I don't want to sacrifice Sylveon though, because Sylveon is important if I ever need to get a Heal Bell down. If I ever just need to get Porygon 2 to finish it up, I want to get rid of that burn. So I just decide that Vivillon is probably the least helpful to finish him off. So I just let the Seismic Toss just take down Vivillon with the Toxic. I know that Blissey's probably going to soft-boiled up at some point, and I'm okay with that because I know for a fact it's going to soft-boiled up. Vivillon's going to attack first, it's going to go for a soft-boiled afterward, and then the Toxic is going to take Vivillon out. I just accept that and just take it. Not much I can do about it. In fact, I probably could have actually saved Vivillon by going into that player right here, because I knew for a fact that Soft Blow was going to happen, but just in the off chance that the Blissey did go for a Seismic Toss predicting my prediction, I don't know, I didn't want to leave anything to chance here, because now I got the clean switch into that player against the Blissey. He knew he had to get that Blissey out of there, so he actually goes into the Gliscor. Because I kind of figured he was going to be switching, I did not actually go for a Sucker Punch, I went for the Play Rough. So I figured, why would a Blissey attack anyway? Other than going for that Seismic Toss, which, all things considered, he was going to switch. So, for the Talonflame, I was just going to go for the Sucker Punch, because I figured he's not going to go for a flying move. He's going to go for a Flare Blitz. So his Gale Wings aren't going to help him. And then all that's left is the Blissey. That Blissey doesn't stand a chance against that player. I can just go for the play rough, and that is a dead Blissey. But, oh my goodness. That stall team. Oh my gosh. All I can say is why. I have used stallish Pokemon. I had to use a Porygon 2 to stall out his stall, because he was trying to stall me out. I don't even know how I was able to win that battle. I mean, it just became repetitive with him switching between his Blissey and his Dusclops, while I switched between my Porygon 2 and my Metagross. But really, I'm just gonna ask you guys out there, please, look at this team, look at how much stall, how many walls he has, all of that stall. Please don't do that. It is just wrong, and it doesn't even secure you the win. All it does is annoy your opponents. Now, I'm not trying to be rude, I'm not trying to look down on people, I'm not trying to criticize people's teams. I'm just trying to say that it's just... there's such thing as just going too far with a stall team. And this was pretty much it. So, thank you for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.